Channel 4 celebrates 60 years of broadcasting.
Welcome back to our special celebration of 60 years of broadcasting on Channel 4. Nowadays, with hundreds of channels to choose from on TV and even more streaming and online, it's easy to forget the days when WWL was one of just 4 channels in town.
Wow, in the 1960s, one show in particular became appointment TV for teenagers, and so we can't celebrate Channel 4's history without dancing back in time with John Pela.
It was a teenage dance show, live in the studio, 1 hour, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoons, and we had these high school kids come in, and it was a different high school every week.
And every week, the show New Orleans kids were watching was the John Pela Show here on Channel 4. It was our local version of American Bandstand.
Seems like yesterday, doesn't it?
And John Pela was our Dick Clark. Pela came to Channel 4 as a staff announcer in 1961, though the show he became famous for predated him here by a few years. Originally, it was called Saturday Hop. Pela had been here 1 week when general manager Mike Early asked him if he would like to take over the show.
The year was 1970, the group was Chicago, and the song was 25 or 6 to 4.
He asked me if I'd be interested.
Oh, yeah.
And had I ever done a dance show before? And I said, yes, I had, which in reality was a radio dance show in a department store in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And thank goodness he didn't ask me any more details about that.
Today, group, you think you're ready for it?
3 days later, I'm the host of Saturday.
No way! Rare Earth, Born to Wander.
You wrote in. You had between the ages of 14 and senior in high school. You wrote in, requested a pass. We sent you out a pass. You came in, and you showed your pass as we entered the studio door. I knew about rock and roll, and I knew it existed, and I knew some of the stuff sounded pretty good to me, and it was lively and had a beat, as we used to say.
Who's that? Huh? Hey, what are they saying? Thank you.
But when Mike called me and said, okay, you're doing the show, I immediately came down and said, okay, where are the records? He said, here's a pile over here, and there's a pile over here. And it wasn't long before I really got the hang of it. Naturally, I started listening to more rock music so that I'd know a little more about what I was doing on the show.
Okay, 1969 is the year now. We're in the Doors. Touch Me.
To me, it was one of my jobs here at Channel 4. I did some other things. Well, we were staff announcers in those days. We weren't specialists, but staff announcers were supposed to be able to do all types of things.
Yeah, Mama's Pearl.
I came in and I did the show, and it was just one of the segments that I had to do in my regular work week. I mean, I enjoyed it, and I certainly was proud of the way it was received. You know, the highest rating in the whole Saturday lineup.
Yesterday. This was from 1970. Don't Kick Me, Elvis Presley, and Rubberneckin'.
I never thought that to this day I could walk into some place when I'm visiting here in New Orleans now. John Pela, I used to dance on your show, and I'm looking at your... Still gratified that they remember.
That was so much fun to watch. All of you watch that. Sally, you were grinning from ear to ear.
Oh, because it brings back so many memories. I remember watching the John Pela Show as a teenager. The energy, the kids dancing, you know, kids like me, dancing with their hot pants, and Eric is smiling. And then John Pela, he was so cool, and he was like the Dick Clark of New Orleans.
Much so.
He was so in control and so suave and sophisticated.
But what I remember about John was just the nicest guy.
Yes, very personable.
Well, let me tell you, when we did the Angela show, we recreated one night, and we brought those dancers back.
Oh, really?
So it was like 25 years later. John had not changed. Some of the dancers had, but they were fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, the Tony Bevanetto dancers.
Yes.
I was a little girl sitting at home dying to be a Tony Bevanetto of an Edo dancer. They were famous.
Yeah, and the kids who were fortunate enough to be on his show, I mean, they look forward to this, and it was really something. And it was nice to see people who lived in our area on the show. You could watch American Bandstand, you could watch Soul Train, but these were local kids that you might run into.
But boy, the 60s clothes.
We've got another clip, guys.
Knew that New Orleanians don't care about anything except New Orleans.
All right, another clip.
Bill, on that note, we've got another childhood favorite. Take a look.
Oh, I know he's coming.
Greetings. It's time to join the master, Morgus, the magnificent.
Everything stopped in New Orleans. You remember at that time, and the program would come on at different times, and it was you made sure whatever you were doing, if you were from 5 years old on up, you would buy that television set, and it was you had to wait 30 seconds once you turned the button for the TV picture to actually come on, and it was black and white, and he would come on, and a lot of that was ad lib, and he was such a genius at creating stories. And things would go wrong, and he would play with it. And
I remember I worked at a burger chef in Biloxi, and I remember coming home on Saturday night with my burger and fries and sitting there and watching Morgus, and it was just so fascinating, and Chopsley and his experiments.
Did you ever notice how much emotion Chopsley could get, even though you never saw his face?
It was just a great show.
Was great.
Up next, remembering Bill Elder, Garland and Angela, and other members of the legendary Eyewitness News team as Channel 4 celebrates 60 years of broadcasting.